Hey, what's going on, guys? And welcome back to episode four of Elloria's Descent into Chaos. It has been a bit, and it's probably even longer for this video side of things. Um, but hopefully we didn't keep you guys too long, because you know stuff happens. But we're back, and few things happened last episode. We had a full-on night battle, which don't know if that really affected anything. I don't think so. I think all of you have night vision or dark vision.
Yeah,
Yep.
just about.
So yeah, your battles didn't really weren't impaired really. So that was all right. Led into the morning though. Big reveals happened. A lot of big reveals happened. William's been revealed. Um, Still don't know
Yeah.
exactly what he is, but definitely is a galaxy that everyone can see. Um,
Ooh.
and yeah, you guys are currently on your way back to Dragon's Rest. Um, so you guys are still in the forest. You are currently walking back with Runara and Blep and Mumbo and Mila pretty much leading the way. You guys are kind of following a little bit, um, just so that way you guys know where you're going, because otherwise you'd lead to many other options. But as you guys are walking back, you can kind of hear this little group talking up in front of you, and you hear um, Runara um, talking to Blep, patting him on the head, and saying, "You've done a good job. You've I know it was probably very scary for you because you kind of just ran out of Dragon's Rest on your own, um, but I had a feeling you could handle it. So
He wasn't completely alone.
he was behind you, but sure. Um,
I'm gonna whisper in Draconic. I'm just gonna go, bitch.
okay. Um,
Keep walking.
Turns out she can speak in cat.
yeah, she could speak cat back to you. Um, no, so yeah, she'll keep note of that. And uh, we'll be like, that little lucky dagger of yours might need to become a little luckier. So we'll figure out something a little later. Um, and you see Blep all excited, because he's a big chunky boy, so he's all happy all the time. And he goes, "Oh, my dagger? Really? Awesome!" And then just like starts walking off.
Oh my god.
And yeah, you guys are walking back. Got any other things you want to say to each other or anybody else?
Um,
Um, I'm gonna focus on my stone,
Uh huh.
and I'm gonna try to see what I can glance off of it. Just off the top part, basically.
Just off the top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that would be like Arcana, right?
Yes, but also, what does the
Okay.
stone look like to you? Like previously, before I describe what it looks like now.
Okay. Original stone was kind of just like this orange, like an orangey kind of. I'm trying to think of a stone.
I
Like
thought.
like an orange gemstone.
Okay.
Casper.
Okay. I was like, I thought it was green, but okay.
Yeah,
I was like,
I guess.
I was like, I thought it was green, but orange. All right, that's fine. I'm cool with that.
Yeah, yeah,
So kind of
but
like an amber
uh,
kind of.
yeah, kind of, yeah. Actually,
Okay.
yeah, no, an amber,
Okay. Yeah.
but kind of in the center, leaking out towards the edges of it. There's just these little like spider-like cracks going through it up until
Yeah.
they just meet up. and create this like massive, like pulsating darkness in it.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
that's pretty much you can did you do an arcana check?
I don't know shit.
No, you don't know shit. Oh.
I
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no you don't. Okay. Uh
fuck. Oof.
yeah,
It's just with
yeah,
weird stuff, and
it's yeah, you literally what you described is what you see.
god
Like
damn it.
that's pretty much it. I mean, the only thing you can really tell is that it looks like William. Like that's like it's the same type of like
Yeah,
coloration is it's this you could tell it's definitely
yeah.
something to do with him.
I'm going to attempt to transform.
Okay.
Uh, what would that be?
I don't know.
I mean, I would assume it would just be
Wouldn't it
a
just be
thing
like
you
a yeah,
do.
just like a free action really?
Okay.
Or roll a d20 and higher
Oh,
is you transform, lower is you don't. Yeah, you do
oh
not.
no.
Yeah,
Deputy.
you try really hard and poof.
Nothing
Yeah,
happens.
just a little poof, nothing at all. Like you get the feeling like it's starting and then just a little poof, gust of wind and that's it. Nothing happens.
Uh, because the other two wouldn't really understand how he's transforming, Zarlius just kind of has the most heartbroken look on his face as he's realizing he's not connected to any, like, he's not connected anymore. And that stone was the last thing he had of any of his original stuff.
Ooh,
Yeah.
And like
Yeah,
as they know it's gonna happen, he just kind of walks off further.
okay. Okay, William.
um, seeing because like I've sort of had my eyes trained on Zarlis this whole time,
Since
and
since since leaving the campsite, yes.
yeah,
And giving back a stone, yeah, you have.
yeah. Um, so after seeing that look, um, I'm just gonna hop on Sarkesha because she's the size of a fucking horse now. Um, just give her a hug and just say, "Let's go back," and just take a nap on her till we get back.
Okay. Were you were damaged in that fight, right?
Yes, I was,
Yeah.
but
Not
I
by
had a
much. You
ton
have
of
like
healing.
yeah, you did have a ton of healing, so you're only missing 4 points. Okay. Yeah, you're good. Okay. Um Arden, are you doing anything on this journey back?
Um, Arden's still a little bit on the shell shock side after like experiencing that. So I think what he do is just like kind of focusing on like the magic within his hands, because typically that's what he would do whenever it comes to like plant spells or anything. He would typically focus on the energy in his hands, and he since that happened, he's been feeling a little off. So he's kind of just looking at the different flower patterns, trying to focus on himself at the moment. Just he's kind of kept to himself on the ride back.
Okay. All right. So
Oh
eventually
wait,
okay.
before I go to sleep, I'm going to throw Blep one of the special mushrooms that I have.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay.
Oh god.
All
All
right.
right.
Oh god. All right.
And then I'm going to be in the half asleep, half watching Blep state.
Okay.
Oh no.
All right. So you toss this mushroom to Blep and he's kind of confused just for like a second. He goes,
it's a reward for doing such a good job. Maybe I might even be able to help with your dagger later.
Oh, cool. Yeah, my dagger is great. I don't know if you guys saw that I tried to do something, there at the last bit. Didn't really work out. Um, but yeah, upgrade for the dagger. That would be great. And uh, thanks for the mushroom galaxy dude. And just you see him eat it at the same time, like after he says it.
Okay,
Okay.
no problem.
And then so at this time, some time has passed. It's starting to get you are now seeing the sun after you guys are exiting the forest now. Um, it's I don't know, probably I don't know, 10 o'clock probably at this point. Because you
Mhm.
guys did go throughout the night a little bit. You did get a short rest before that happened, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So then it went through the all night to early morning. So yeah, it should be about like 10 or 11 by the time. So the sun is pretty high in the sky at this point. But that way you guys can see your way back to Dragon's
Yeah.
Rest. Um, so now you guys have come back to Dragon's Rest. So, what do you guys plan to do now? I'm gonna say there's not much. Again, there is your rooms, Mila's place, the the cafeteria, kitchen area, really,
Yeah.
and the library. That's about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, it's whatever you guys want to do. Um, if you guys still
Uh,
want to sleep or whatever, you guys can. It just means that time will pass.
yeah. I
So
do want to go talk to, I think it's Mila, right? The artificer?
yes,
Mm-hmm.
I do want to go talk to her and congratulate the bow.
okay, all right. You walk up to Milo, who has pretty much returned in front of you guys. Um, so everyone's pretty much gone off back to where their respective places are, pretty much. Um,
Yeah.
you see a little bit ahead. You see Runara ahead, and then Blep behind, trying to I don't know, probably go to the kitchen area. He's walking a little funny though at this point. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, you just got to keep an eye on him at this point because he's walking up jagged stairs. So hopefully somebody's watching him. Um,
Oh, man.
and
Yeah, I'll be with him
yeah,
in Renara.
okay. And then so as you guys are going up, you'll see that she keeps going back to the temple, and Blep is slowly making his way into the kitchen. Um, and Mumbo is already there because he started to prepare some more stuff for everybody, since he knows that you guys were out, you know, getting your stuff
Yeah.
back and fighting for your lives. But then you see Mila is outside her place. With this, the wooden door that was on there is no longer. It is now just a open doorway. Um, the fire has been put out already by Varnoth and Laylee, since they stayed behind and were trying to put out the fires and everything. So pretty much at this point, a bunch of the wooden crates that are in her room are kind of burned. The only thing that is still somewhat standing is the alchemist table and the little alchemist supply set is still there. There are a bunch of broken bottles though. Um, so there's not much. There's not much in there. But you do see the chest that she got the bow from. is still there. It's a very sturdy chest. Surprisingly. Surprisingly, it's a very sturdy chest. Alright. So at this point she's walking into the doorway, seeing Laylee here, and pretty much just giving her a hug, saying like thank you for putting out the fires.
Oh,
And trying to and then now she's trying to figure out what's next, even though she knows that she has the potion of solace again. You see her contemplating whether if she should make another full bat, like another, like, not really full, because at this point it's kind of been spilt a little bit, and like there's just maybe like it's half like full. um so she's debating on if she should make more or split it into two small vials for her brothers. um
yeah.
but as you're standing in the doorway, she looks up and sees you.
The bow works good.
Oh, that's good.
I hope. I say kind of hold it out, seeing if she wants it back or.
Ah, no, you'll probably end up fighting Sparkrender at some point. It's better in your hands.
Oh, I hold out the stone. I hold out my stone, trying to see if she understands it.
Yeah. I think she does.
Oh God.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So it seems like um your stone has been infused with a magic I'm not quite uh accustomed to. I don't really know.
Uh-huh.
But I can definitely tell it is magical, obviously, because it has mended your stone back together. But it has also infused some of its power to keep it together, really. Um, but that's all I really know. I can't discern what type of magic this is. I'm not accustomed to it. I have no idea.
Thank you. I'll take my leave so you can focus on your potions.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, good luck and keep the bow. You you probably need it more than I do at this point, but um,
Thanks.
yeah, no problem. Okay.
I guess I'll like.
Yeah. What was it? You gonna see what Arden's doing?
He is.
Uh. Huh?
Are you seeing what Arden is doing now?
I'm just gonna go to. I'm just gonna go to the room.
Go to the room. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Okay, Arden, what are you doing at this time after, I don't know, pondering in the middle of the walkway, seeing William follow Blep in a funny state, and
oh God.
and and seeing Zarlius go to Mila's place and then come out, still carrying the bow. Um, what are you doing?
Mm, I think we're kind of just in a room practicing our druid craft, um, making flowers just kind of bloom just to get into more of the magical aspect. Whenever Arden like expends a lot of energy, he tries to just kind of reclude himself just to regain his positive energy. So by doing that, he'll just be in his room, tinkering with some of the flower blossoms, practicing on different kind of buds that he can grow on an instant. Um,
Okay, you're
he
just
still has that talking flower with the
yes. The talk to flower is still active. Yeah.
I think he'll probably be talking to the flower, just updating him on all the stuff that happened since we left.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so that happened. Hit somebody with a stick, and then made these flowers bloom and also wilt. And I saw many enemies kind of just revolt and like kind of decay, and that was pretty odd. So here
That's
I am.
that's pretty wild. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so Arden, you are sitting at the desk in the room, just talking to the plant, making a bunch of stuff grow, like pretty much on the table. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much what Zarlius walks into the room to, and then just lays back. You kind of like notice Zarlius walk in, and then just lay back on the bed. Um, um, William, what are you doing with Blep and Mumbo in the kitchen?
Um. Okay. I'm gonna take Mumbo outside real quick, just in front of the doorway, really where I know Blep's off in his own world. Is anybody else like on the walkway area?
On the walkway area, no. You have already seen Renara. Like when you see Blep enter the kitchen area, you see Renara continue the path back to the temple to do whatever she does. Um, you did hear movement in the little winch house area, so you could probably inform that was Zark probably pulling up some more supplies um, from the little area there. Other than that, no. Pretty much like everybody is probably where they last were. Um, so probably back in the library.
Okay.
Or down where you came from. So it's pretty much just you and Mumbo outside.
Mumbo, do you have any ways to get back to Whitestone with you?
Ways to get back to Whitestone. I mean, I might know of somebody. Um, but I don't know if I can reach them. And like, it's been a while. Haven't really had contact with anybody um, since I've been here, really. So that's why with you showing up, I was kind of confused. Like, what's up? Um, but I mean, yeah, probably. I might have some stuff in my area, but I haven't really looked in a while. So I might have like a sending stone or something, but I don't know about transportation quite yet. But
Okay, let
it's
me.
it's a possibility.
Could you paint a picture of this person? I need a very, very detailed description of this person, Mumbo.
Okay. Um, let's do a. This be a sleight of hand or a performance check.
For me? Okay.
No, for Mumbo to draw the picture.
Well, I mean, not draw, but like describe in a very detailed manner.
Oh. Um. Well, they're kind of like your little druid friend. Not same like as in race, but powers. Pretty much they're a druid as well. They dress in they have a red hooded cape with um woven yellow trim. That's normally what they wear. Um and for some reason there's a lot of wind that makes it move a lot. It's very weird. Um
What's their name?
their name. Oh man. That's Let's see. I'm trying to think. Man, it's been a while. I think it was like this name of a gem. It was like this blue gem.
Sapphire?
No, it was purple. The other one.
Amethyst.
Yeah, that one.
Okay. Going off of Mumbo's description and this name, I'm going to cast Message, focusing as hard as I can on this description.
Okay.
And say, get your fingers up. Okay, let's see. Hello. I'm William Blackwell, son of Ander Blackwell. In Dragon's Rest, we need to evacuate this village. God. Fuck. Okay, and that's gonna be the last of it. It's just me saying.
But okay, yeah. All right.
You can respond. Okay.
Okay. All right. So it takes a little bit before you get a response. Hello, William. Dragon's Rest. Okay. I think I remember somebody going there before. How? Wait, you said evacuate.
Yeah.
I'll think of something. Just, how do you know me? And that's it.
I'm gonna drop my head to the back of my neck and just go fuck out like that. I'm gonna cast Message again.
Okay.
Go. Mumbo gave me your description. Your name is Amethyst. We work for the same people. Pending dragon attack. Fuck. Get Anders help, please. In Whitestone. That's it.
Okay. So this time it comes back a little bit faster. Oh, Mumbo. That's right. That's who was sent. Ander as well. Okay. I haven't seen him in a while. Alright, I'll go look for him. Just give us a little bit of time. I'll send another message to let you know what's up. And then it just fizzles out. So that was it.
I'm gonna relay all that shit back to Mumbo. Basically tell him reinforcements are coming. Okay. And then I'm gonna go check on Blip.
Blep. Okay. I'm gonna walk back into the room. You see Blep. Bro, he's high as a kite in the corner. he looks very weird. I'm gonna tell you that. He looks completely different than he normally is. And Mumbo just looks at him and then looks at you and remembers the mushrooms that you had. And he goes,
oh, this is funny.
and you just see Mumbo go, oh, not again. All right.
Come on, Mumbo. This was funny when I did it to you too. I'm gonna walk over to Blip, grab his dagger, and then I'm going to use my artificer fusion, and I'm gonna use 2 of them on this, and have it be where every time Blep unsheaths his dagger, the words in my voice booms the mighty Blep. and then it glows light in a 5-foot radius around it.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna put it back in his sheath, put it on his lap, pat his head, tell Mumbo to watch him, and then I'm gonna go have a conversation with this witch up here.
Okay. And okay. So yeah, we'll figure out that dagger later. Because that'll probably be the first time it's used is at some point. Um, so yeah, Mumbo, after you leave, he goes, "Oh God, not again," and just and just goes over to Blep and is trying to just figure out what he's gonna do, and then at one point, like as you walk out, you hear like water get splashed on his face, and then nothing, no reaction.
I'm just gonna call back. Nothing's gonna help till it wears off, Mumbo.
This is why I hate you.
Love you too, buddy. And I'm gonna start skipping down the path.
Okay. Let's see. In the meantime, let's see. Arden, what have you been up to since the last time?
Mm, Honestly, I think after chatting with the plant, Arden kind of feels a bit better. Like I think he just needs to like vent for a bit.
Yeah, a lot has happened.
So then now he's gonna play with his like that not just a stick, that wonderful stick that I was given.
That you found in the woods, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And he's just like sitting here trying to see if he can decorate this stick or just like infuse like some kind of seedlings inside the stick just to make it visually more appealing. Because like this stick just it's a stick. It looks bland. I'm upset. So
Yeah,
I want to make it look nicer.
and I mean, true. You aren't wrong. It is just a stick, but it's also not just a stick.
Not just a stick.
But yeah, so you're sitting there fiddling with it a little bit. You're just looking at it, you're examining it. You're trying to figure out how this actually works because you haven't really used it yet.
Nah.
In the right way, I should say. You've used it because you hit an enemy with it. But other than that, it didn't really do much. So you're still trying to figure out what it does. But at the same time, you do have a bunch of plants that you have gathered from the room next door that you have brought into this room. So you're looking at all these different plants that you have in front of you, and you're like, hmm, this could work. And then you just sit there for like, I don't know, 5 minutes until you have now adorned your not just a stick with flowers. And it's whichever flowers you would like to put on it. So,
You probably like some little violets at the base part where you hold it, and like the actual top part where I'll bash my enemies in. Gonna be some like it's gonna be three cherry blossoms just adorned on like each side, just like one in the front and then one in the back, and then just one sitting on top.
okay. All right. I like it. Are you still talking to the flower at this point, too?
Yeah, the seeing what this flower knows, because honestly, Arden's not much of a very talkative person unless he feels comfortable with like the people that he's met so far. Otherwise, he will actively see Arden like communicating with different nearby plants or flowers that he's kind of just adopted into.
Okay. Um, so yeah, this little plant here is just, it's kind of like there's not really much movement that the plant really does at this moment. Um, but
Mm,
because you do have like an open doorway, there is a little bit of wind that comes through from time to time, and it just sways a little bit, so it looks like it's dancing a little bit while it's talking
oh,
to you. Um,
right.
and yeah, that's pretty much it.
We're like, oh, look at you doing a funky little dance. And
Yeah.
then like I do like a little druid craft thing and like sprout some like little mini cherry blossom trees right next to it to kind of just help it wave in the wind. Just
Okay.
Smile. Knowing a plant can't smile, but like if you look at it, like he's having a great time.
Yeah. And Zarlius, what are you doing? You still laying on that bed? I believe so.
Hold on.
I think it might be asleep.
Zardius is asleep. Okay.
Yeah, Zarlius is asleep. All right. William, back to you, I guess.
Yeah. So before I get all the way to the top of the stairs, I'm gonna stop. And mentally, I'm just gonna talk to Sarkesha for a second.
Okay.
And go, Shar, what was that fear that surrounded us a little while ago? I couldn't see anything, and that was the first time that ever happened. What happened?
Um. Well, I had a connection. One that you can't see right now, but one that has known me for a very long time.
But I thought you came into this world with me. Whenever I woke, you were the first thing that I saw.
Yes, it's true. Because I was sent to protect you.
Hmm.
Of course, I was the first thing you saw. Because I had to be. Okay, so walking up towards the temple at this point. This is not your first time, but it is technically your first time being at this area.
Mm-hmm.
And actually seeing it at its full scope, that maybe you couldn't see through Sarkesha's eyes at first. It is a pretty big chamber, but it is very open as well. So you do see the little fountain in the middle area, and you do see Runara standing next to it, as well as the little assistant Rix, still polishing away after all this time, still making it clean and spotless.
Rix,
Yeah.
why do you do that for so long? It's just a statue.
Uh, you know, I honestly don't know, but I find peace.
Whatever makes you happy, little one.
Yeah.
Can I have a few minutes alone with Renara, please?
Uh, he look. Well, actually, I can't remember if this was he or she. They look at Runara.
Good save.
Yeah, they look back. They look at you. They look at Renara, and then she nods, and you see them walk past you. Oh, you see them walk past. I can't even grab onto it. Okay, you see them walk past you, and all the way down, and then
I'm
you
a pat Rix on the head as they're walking away.
okay. And then if you look back, you'll see them walk into the library area
Okay.
because that's the closest thing that's nearby.
Now, all this I'm fixing to say is in Draconic. Okay.
Okay.
So, let's see if you picked up a trick from these little dragonlings or not. Why'd you blast me?
Wasn't aimed towards you, but it ricocheted a little bit.
Patting my revolver. I'm gonna say, yeah, I know a thing or two about ricochets.
Yeah, I can see that.
We're gonna have a little chat, Renard. Why are you the only one that can hold off Sparkrender?
It wasn't just me. Before, there were two. One is my brother. Younger, in fact. He's been captured.
Where is he?
He's been captured by Sparkrender and his conniving little kobolds as well. However, these guys here in Dragon's Rest, I know they're good, and they've welcomed me, so I've been protecting them for that. And sure, the humans here are alright, I guess, but I see no harm with them, so I've decided to protect them too. But a lot has happened since Sparkrender has showed up. We have fought countless times. My brother alongside me at some times as well. Until one day, that was not the case. At some point, Sparkrender showed up and pretty much defeated my brother, but then captured him. So I still feel like they're still alive. But because it's Sparkrender and all the rumors I've been hearing about some type of ritual, I have a bad feeling that he's probably going to be sacrificed to make this ritual happen. So, the fact that he's still alive and I can feel it means it's not happened yet. But, feels like it might be soon. So, if anything, he's probably captured in the observatory where Sparkrender is. But, my guess, because of how Sparkrender is, he's probably in the lowest area in the library section as well. It's just my guess. But I have an idea that this observatory that is here on on Stormwreck Isle, really, is very intricate. There's a lot of things that are going on over there. And I just don't know. There's so much that we try to protect in this world. And at times, when is it enough? When is it ever time to find peace? Apparently, it's never. And apparently, in this world of whatever this is, chaos has been consuming this world.
And which world is this exactly? I'm not from here, so you'll have to excuse me.
Oh, yeah. Right. You and that rabbit folk person. I can tell. You guys are not from this world per
Mhm.
se. Probably one similar, but not exactly the same that we have. Here. This world is called Elloria. It was a once peaceful place. Where, gods, dragons, other beings, humans, furbolgs, to nod at your friend Arden over there. A bunch of creatures, as well as the kobolds here. Uh, every race pretty much lived in peace. There were still conflicts, of course, because of racial differences and stuff, but that just happens from time to time. Other places, they are multi-popular. There's a bunch of places that have multiple different races that live in harmony. But now, after one of the gods has been locked up for some ungodly reason, it has now been taken over by a lot of beings, whether that's creatures of the unknown, undead behemoth monsters bigger than, you know, dragons,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, it it's definitely bigger. Um, something something went wrong. I just have this weird feeling that when Tharizdun, the Chained Oblivion, was locked up, um, that's when Chaos decided to descend onto this world of Elloria. A
You
lot,
said who? Chaos descended?
yes, Chaos.
Okay.
Just the act of Chaos, not an actual person, but a bunch of the gods per se, really, especially Tiamat, um, and her family as well. Those damn kids.
Not a fan?
No, we may know each other, or know of each other, but we're not friendly on any terms. Spark Render is one of the many children of Tiamat.
Okay.
So that is why I've been at conflict with him, because we don't see eye to eye. And now that he has my brother, it's even worse. So, the fact that you and your friends are here may or may not be a good coincidence, but if it is, I would like some help, because I know I can't do it by myself. Sure, I probably could, but we've tried multiple times, we've had multiple fights, and as you can see, he's still here. So, any extra help that you guys can help with would be great.
This is the first thing I want to make very clear. Anything I do on this island is not for you. It is for those people you watch over. Also, there was a traitor amongst your little rank and file of my order. I thought it right you know, since you are the head of this little town.
Mm-hmm. So, yes, I agree. You can do what you want to help these people. I totally get it. It makes sense. I've seen the attachment you have with Mila recently, as well as Blep and Mumbo. I've I and I'm seeing that your little friends as well also seem to have come friendly with them. So you can protect them as well. It's fine by me. You can do what you want. I don't really care. Just we'll we'll be fine just as time goes on. And yes, I'm suspecting it was one of those humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Never was fond of that guy. He definitely seemed a little sketchy when he first arrived here. Um, but of course, because Varnoth was already here and the kobolds have taken a liking to them, I thought nothing of it at the time. But I did have a weird vibe from him. So,
Let me ask you, did he have one of these on him and I'll display my hidden blade.
At the time, I can't remember. It was a long time ago. Let me hold on. And you see her like just sit there and think really, really hard about it. Arrived here a long time ago. He was very tattered. I do remember that. He had very tattered clothes at the time. And I might have seen one, but or maybe like a destroyed version of it, but I don't know where it's at. If that's what you're looking for, I have no idea where that's at.
Also, this is my last question, then I'll get out of your hair. Or scales, should I say. How large are each one of your scales? Roughly. Enough to cover my arm?
Yeah, probably, maybe.
Great. Then I know how you can repay me for almost killing me. I want one of your scales, preferably large enough in size to cover me. Deliver it today, tomorrow, before we leave this island, preferably.
All right, that seems fair. But I have another gift as well. And she tosses you four, no, 5 sending stones that are connected to each other. Give these to your friends, as well as any. Give these to your friends and the next person you guys meet after leaving this island. I have a feeling they're going to be great help for you.
Are you some kind of prophet?
Who knows? I could be. I live in a temple.
Well, subconsciously, in my head, I'm gonna ask Sarkesha,
Mhm.
do you know anything about who the statue is? The Platinum Dragon, right? I remember that from last time. Do you know about the Platinum Dragon or even Renara?
Wait, are you asking Sarkesha?
Sarkesha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Sarkesha. Sarkesha has been in the void, by the way, this entire time.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Yes. So I have heard of Bahamut, known as the Platinum Dragon. He is a patron and progenitor of the metallic dragons. Adventurers and dragons alike pray to Bahamut to uphold honor and justice, or when they need courage to face a great threat. He's he seldom interferes in the affairs of mortal creatures, though he makes exceptions to help thwart the machinations of Tiamat, the Dragon Queen, and the evil dragons that serve her. So, if you're asking if Runara is probably like Bahamut, I think so.
Do you trust her?
I mean, this is the first time I've seen her, let alone a dragon in a very, very long time. But from what I know, metallic dragons or made of different colors, but they are pretty good creatures, and it's literally the whole thing about Bahamut was he does not like Tiamat and any of her followers. So if that really says anything, and with the conflict that Runara has been having with Sparkrender, who says that he's apparently one of the many children of Tiamat, I think so. I think there is a chance that she's not that bad. Sure, she may have hit you with that last attack, but I don't think she meant to do any ill will. Because she did heal you twice, by the way.
I just have this deep feeling that something's not right. But if you say so, then fine. Also, we're going to have a very long conversation later about certain things.
Yep. It's gonna come up eventually.
Gonna ask her, Nara. And I know I said the last question was the last, but this really is the last. And I'll be standing at the doorway as I say this.
Okay.
What color are you? Or are you a metallic?
I am a metallic bronze dragon. As well as my brother. We
Okay.
are... Bahamut was our great-grandfather. So we know the history between him and Tiamat. So that's why we still fight to this day against any of her followers, whether they're children or not. Hers, that is.
Okay. If you have any information on this, what'd you say his name was? There's Dune?
There's Dune, yes.
If you have information on him, just come find me.
Alright, will do.
I'm going to go back to the second room,
Okay.
and I'm going to start thoroughly digging through this dude's shit for this destroyed hidden blade.
Okay, give me an investigation.
Yes, sir. And I believe, because this has nothing to do with Fey, Fiends, Undead, Aberrations, or Dragons, so I don't get advantage on this one.
No.
2. Wait, no, hold on. I forgot I have pluses. It's like... yeah, it's like at most maybe 8.
Rummaging around through this room, like checking all the corners, the corner of the desk, like the little inlays into the walls and everything, even under the bed. No. So you're pretty sure that whenever he arrived, wherever he arrived at this island, he had to have gotten rid of it at the very start when he got here to strip him of any identity from the past.
I'm gonna flip the amulet that I took off of him with the guild's insignia in it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say, did a good job, you treacherous. um, After that, I'm just gonna go check on Blip one more time. And if he's doing okay, I'm going to lay down for the night.
Okay, so you walk into the kitchen again, and yeah, he's a little bit better this time. Mumbo has given him some food, and proper food, and he definitely looks a little bit better. He still has not noticed the dagger yet, but I'm sure he will at some point. So you can join them at the table, and then fall asleep. Arden, are you still here?
I am still here.
All right, cool. So Arden, what are you doing at this time? After you hear rummaging next door, and then just a quick, swift leave after that, and you hear the cursing that William did.
Is known for at this point.
Yeah, is known for and has just walked out of the room again. So what are you doing at this point?
What time of day or night? I don't know what time it was.
At this
Like
point,
1 o'clock in the afternoon.
I mean, yeah, it's like 1 or 2. I'll be honest, because you guys did a lot during the night. You still have pretty much a full day. A lot has already happened, and Zarlius just went to sleep. So it's taking that long rest very hard. So
Yeah. Well, you said 1 and 2 in the morning. Wait, I
it's
heard 1 or 2.
In the
in the
afternoon.
afternoon, yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So it's like it's in the afternoon. So sun's still high. You feel the breeze come by every once in a while. You smell the salt water. Um your little flowers and cherry blossom trees are dancing in the wind.
We love that, honestly.
So
Mm,
anybody you want to talk to or visit or anything else you would like to do?
mm,
I cast Find Familiar before I go to sleep. Sorry.
Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I'm familiar. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm gonna take my little plant buddy out on a nature walk.
Okay. Are you going back to the forest?
Hell yeah.
Okay. Arden and the little plant buddy.
Lily.
Arden and the plant known as Lily leave back to the forest. You've walked there back and forth a couple times. You know where you're going at this point, so you're fine.
Right. It's like, oh, I can't really be lost.
Oh, yeah, that'll be fun. All right. So you walk down the path back the way you came, pretty much. Kind of returning back to a familiar site. It is the campsite. I don't know why you came back, but you came back. Probably because it's a very open area and you can see everything, but especially now because it is daytime. So, but yeah, you are back where the Battle of the Night took place. You still see a bunch of rotting flowers withering away and blowing in the wind.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think Arden revisiting this scene is kind of not a semi-traumatic experience. It's just trying to cope with what actually happened, and therefore he's just gonna sit there. He's going to sit down,
Mm-hmm.
kind of amidst the withering flowers, and just sit with Lily, and just like, yeah, this is where it happened. I cast this spell, and I wasn't entirely sure what it was going to do, but I did it, and that happened. And now I'm sitting here just, I think I'm coming to terms slowly with it, but I wanted someone else to kind of see it from my perspective. And like have a little like take a closer look at all the different withering flowers that are still kind of blackened and decayed a bit.
And still kobolds.
Yeah, that.
So, yeah. Lily is seeing all of this and is just, well, you did a number on them, but it looks like there's a
Yeah.
lot of stuff that happened here. I see scorch marks, I see fire, still like a little embers, a little bit, just a small one. Just for some reason, it's not going out. Um, and yeah, so a lot happened here. Are you okay?
I mean, personally, it was just a very high tense experience. Seeing one of my like fellow comrades really in God forbid, never let him hear this, but like he's one of the kind of the most respectable people I've met ever since like leaving my like home garden. And so seeing like that sense of panic in his face, I don't know what came over me, but I just had that immediate urge to like eliminate like any threat that would come harm to him. And so we're doing okay. We're on the confident note. It's just I don't know where that came from. Ever since like some of the people back in the Gardenia, I've learned a couple of spells here and now and then, but most of them were kind of just locked away in memory. You know, when someone teaches you something really young and you kind of just eventually forget about it. But then in that moment, you kind of recall what just sort of happened, not just on a whim, just all of a sudden you knew exactly what to do, but still not. I guess is the best way I can describe that situation.
That definitely seems like that's what happened. I'm guessing this. What was the technique again?
It's like wither and bloom, wither and grow, and as you Arden's talking with his hands, he's trying to describe the
Is it trying?
sensation.
Okay. And so Lily is just still in the pot, right? Just sitting in a pot.
Yeah,
Okay, so you set the pot down. She's just like standing there, like listening to you and like seeing all these hand gestures and all this other stuff. And you said your homeland of the Gardenia. There were people that you learned stuff from.
yeah, indeed. Boy, there was a lot of them, but I think the main two, there was my mentor, Komos,
Mm-hmm.
Foxglove. He was a rather, he was a wild, different kind of Fader Fey being, but he taught me a lot of the plant spells, and then most notoriously, my mother figure, Viscera. And as you see like him utter her name, he kind of like slightly winces just a little bit, where it's just like, yeah,
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Ah, I see. Viscera and Comos. Well, it must have been great teachers for you to learn so many spells in such short time, and also
Yeah,
unlocking a hidden spell that I'm gonna guess Viscera knows.
yeah. There was no way that Komos could have taught me something like that. I think it may have been like one of the earliest. Again, I was super young at the time, so my memory is about as clear as these blossoms in the sky. But I think one of the earliest things she just showed me how to create, but also to destroy at the same time, like something that can be incredibly benevolent, but also inherently malevolent. And I didn't know how to describe it; it just was. But I've stopped trying to do Viscera's different types of magic because they were, while very peaceful at times, they're very alluring. They became very terrifying rather quickly. And so I kind of steered clear and tried to go for a more peaceful route. But I guess in that moment of seeing like my friends genuinely panic, I kind of just threw the whole peacemaking thing out of the window.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of courage and just a lot of being backed into a corner to bring out some of that hidden latent potential um, within within a being. And again, being taught by this Viscera and Komos, they seem to have taught you very, very well to know the difference between peace, balance, and true, true evil. Um, it does seem that even though Viscera's techniques may have changed over time, um, that it does seem that she still deeply cared for you.
This is an insightful ass plant.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Arden's listening to me. I was like, yeah. I mean, in that way, I guess she was only teaching me the truly evil and darkest thing she knows out of a sense of one day we're gonna leave and have to be able to protect ourselves and our loved ones, even at the most necessary of costs. So I guess in a sense viewing it that way, she wasn't all that bad. And then I kind of just like look at the plant and then I'm like, this was really helpful. And side note, Arden, whenever he feels like senses of joy, or like depending on the emotion he feels, he sprouts different kinds of flora. When he's kind of like genuinely content, that's when his natural flora of the cherry blossoms just kind of sprout. Either like in his hair, they start to perk up a little bit, and he like just traces his hands around the grass, and just starts making little flurries of cherry blossom petals. It's like, yeah, this is. I guess she wasn't bad, and I don't know. The way you made it sound, it was just like you were really there, and I appreciate that perspective.
It's because I was. And as you were flinging around your cherry blossoms, one of them hits the flower and it starts to transform and change, and a swirl of cherry blossoms comes around, and then sitting in front of you is a Sakura Flower Spirit. It is a pink cherry blossom Fey tiny spirit.
Holy Faye! All right. Um.
Yes, it's because I was. Viscera sent me ahead. At some point, I was just shipwrecked here. And was flourishing by that human botanist dude. He was very weird, but
Yeah.
he took care of the plants, I guess. So wasn't too bad. Um and yeah, you may have seen me. Probably not. You were very young, Arden. Not gonna lie, you were very young. So it's probably why you don't recognize me.
Yeah. Definitely not. I. Oh, okay. So Arden takes like a huge breath, and it's like, okay, cool. That's something beautiful. First of all, I think Arden starts to speak just a little bit in like a Sylvan tongue. It's
Okay.
like you really did show up.
Yep. Uh
And
vi-
then like he just kind of like mutters under his breath, like, damn, my own mother.
yes. So my name is Kiri Sakura. Obviously after the sakura flower in the coloration of my being. Um, and yes, she knew that one day you would have to leave, but not for any ill will. No, it was more of you need to venture the world, see what many adventures hold. Because she herself and Komos, they were in a venturing party before, um, together with a few other people that, well, they're not really around anymore. So she doesn't like to talk about it. But I was her Fey familiar until she saw you get born and have the affinity to cherry blossoms and the magical essence of these sakura trees. Um, so she then entrusted me to you and to look over you. So I've seen your training. I know how harsh she can be sometimes. Um, More than you, actually. Because I've been with her for a very long time. Um, but with this, it was to send me off ahead, knowing that you would venture off someday, and wherever you might go, I would be there to greet you at some point. All it took was part of your cherry blossom magic to awaken me, and you finally did it.
Oh my god. I'm so excited. Oh, oh, I'm so ready. And then at that moment, Arden just jolts up with this newfound sense of confidence. And in this moment, I think he's going to cast Druidcraft
Mm-hmm.
as the super strong cantrip. And under, I guess, normal circumstances, it's just a couple of flowers that he can make blossom, like just a pure puff of cherry blossoms. But I think in this very moment, he feels so joyful that he's gonna kind of sprout just a cherry blossom tree. Just full on attempt to go ahead. He's gonna take one of the little cherry blossom seeds because he keeps many kinds of different seeds on him just to
Uh huh.
test out different herbalisms. And he's gonna plant them right in the center where the whole wither and bloom incident happened. I think this is gonna be his way of finding his new resolve.
All right. And with that, you now have a Sakura Flower Spirit Fey familiar.
So fucking
Yes.
cool.
And uh, you hope that in the near future, maybe at some point, if you decide to come back, there may possibly be a cherry blossom tree here in the middle of this forest. The lone cherry blossom tree, but one that will still probably bring joy to your little new kobold friends whenever they venture out
Absolutely.
to the forest, but you know. And with that, what would you like to do next?
I think we're gonna, you know what, we're gonna just go on that walk. Just slowly head back, just trying to catch up, or really, I guess, inquire with Kirei.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like, yeah,
So yeah, as you're walking back, Gary reveals and divulges some stories, not all, because again, you know, Viscera doesn't like to talk about it, and because she was her familiar, she's not too keen in revealing other people's secrets. Um, but She reveals most things, like, yeah, Viscera and Komos were in a party together. They adventured the world, and they had other party members, but they had fought multiple different uh, monsters and slowly lost each member to then find themselves at the Gardenia and stay and make their home, and became very, very high up in the um, collective.
Right.
So now Viscera is at the head, Komos is second in command, and there are a few others which you may have met before you left, but if not, you'll meet them all in due time.
All right. That sounds. Oh, that's a lot to take in. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Komos and Viscera fondly. Much time after I left, I didn't recall all that much. Just kind of in the sense that it was my time to leave, but I wanted to make sure that she was all right with me leaving and hoping the collective would still stay in its stand.
Yeah, makes sense. She was really, really smart for um, being someone who wasn't from the Gardenia proper until now, um, to come up and win the support of everybody that's there and pretty much take command. But she knew once you got older that you also needed to venture on for your own to see the world, and also not to keep you there secluded, because for a lot of people it's, it's not a good thing. So she thought that you venturing out, meeting new people, making some friends along the way would help widen your view on the world and widen your perspective on how chaotic it can be, as well as the, well, impending dangers can also be as well. Um, but with a lot of time and effort and companionship, I'm sure you'll do just fine. And you have me now, so I can help along the way with what I can.
Sweet, sweet, that'd be really awesome. I never thought whacking folks with magic sticks and whatnot could get me this far. But here we are.
Hey, Komos taught you a lot with that stick. Which, by the way, where is it?
Oh, that thing? Oh, let me see. You see Arden kind of like a little frantically rummaging around his person, trying to locate where he tied the stick to. I'm like, oh, this thing? Gotcha.
No,
Oh yeah, it's just a ball.
I mean, not that one. The other one.
Oh, oh, my
Yeah,
quarterstaff.
your quarterstaff. Where did that go?
Oh, finding more sticks around.
Oh my
Ah,
god.
oh, oh, well, you see, it's somewhere. No.
It's somewhere, but not on me. Yeah. Um. Well, you have to find it at some point, because I need it just as much as you need it, if not more,
Oh,
to help
yeah,
me use some of my powers.
got it. Because I do know in all that craziness, we were kind of robbed in the night.
What have you forgotten what Komos has taught you? Keep your stuff. in hand at
Yeah.
all times. Especially a quarterstaff. That thing can get lost anywhere.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, it kind of just seems like one of those regular sticks, and then apparently it's not a regular stick, but a slightly different stick. And
Obviously.
now I
Look at
have to
that,
go
what you're
find it.
holding. That is definitely just a stick. She's pointing at the not just a stick, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And at this point, you have reached the little staircase back up to Dragon's Rest. Walking back to your room, and Zarlius is still asleep. And, there's still more of the day, unless you would like to sleep as well.
I think we'll go ahead and make a little bed of cherry blossoms on like the comfort floor. It's like, okay,
Okay.
after we take this good nap, we really gotta go find my stuff.
Yeah. Okay. So, as now everybody has gone to sleep, Arden, you get another bonus. You are asleep. You are dreaming now. You have just acquired your new Fey friend. When you hear a familiar voice, motherly in tone, Arden, Arden, wake up,
What? What?
wake up! And she's now shaking you.
Ah! Hello! Oh gosh!
Ah, Arden, my little cherry blossom. How have you been?
Oh man, it's been a wild time. Oh jeez.
Has Kirei awakened?
Oh, absolutely. Full and blossom. Yeah, thanks for that. Oh wow.
Good, good. That means you've gained more power. She will help you a lot during your journey, like she helped me.
Am I gonna get to learn all those cool spells like you too?
In due time. You have learned some from me, and I hope you put them to good use. And please don't stray far to the path from the path. Like it's not it's not good. I've seen and lost many people before. It's not good.
I promise.
But it's good to see you're doing well. And that Kiri is finally awakened. I knew that once you were powerful enough, once you left the once you left the Gardenia, I knew you would get experience and learn more about the world and gain more power. And eventually, when you came across this flower and used your cherry blossom magic, that it would transform and reactivate Kiri. Um, but this time with a new host.
And you don't know how happy I am to like really hear that. It, at first, it just felt like a familiar sense of just usually how I usually do, just sprouting blossoms wherever I go, just because. And then lo and behold, it starts talking, and I talk to this flower on hours about my journeys.
Mhm. She's very knowledgeable. She's been on a lot of adventures. So she knows a lot. But
Yeah, and
just hearing that you're fine, you're safe, I hope you found some great friends to help and possibly protect at times. Um, Komos is doing fine. So is everybody else in the collective. Um, I know you've only heard uh, two of the members by name, and you've seen one other one. So of course, you know, everybody's doing fine, and I hope one day you do get to meet the other two because they're great and they help us out a lot. Um, and yeah, so far nothing's happened here in Gardenia, so we're fine. Don't worry. If anything happens, I'll make sure to let you know. But if anything does happen, just have hope. And if you do ever get here and something's wrong, just prepare for the worst if anything does happen, just in case.
I will.
And then after that, she whisks away, and you are back asleep, having a wonderful, peaceful dream now that you have um, your new Fey friend and a cherry blossom bed.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. And that is where we are going to end the episode for today. Uh, yeah, a lot has happened, and I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye.